In the last episode, a girl followed her classmates into the dark. She never knew. She wasn't coming back the same. It was prep night. The teachers were all asleep in their quarters, the matron had locked her door, and the entire school was cloaked in a heavy silence, a silence that was just a little too quiet. They had told her they wanted to apologize. They said they were wrong about her shoes, that they were just jealous, and in her innocence, she believed them, she trusted them. They led her through the winding, dark corridors of the school, deeper and deeper into its heart, until they reached an empty, forgotten room at the very back. A storage room maybe. No lights, no windows, no witnesses. She stepped inside, expecting to see their faces, to hear their apology. Instead, she heard the click of the lock behind her. The door was locked from the outside. The room plunged into absolute darkness. Then, the laughter started. It echoed off the bare walls, a cruel, mocking symphony. They laughed at her walk. They mocked the confident coy sound of her red heels on the floor. They told her she was arrogant, that she thought she was better than everyone else. And then, through the small grate at the bottom of the door, their hands reached in. They weren't there to apologize. They were there to take what they envied. They forced the shoes off her feet, pulling and twisting until her ankles were raw. They told her she didn't deserve them, that a poor girl like her had no right to own something so beautiful. They didn't just want her shoes, they wanted to break her spirit, to shatter the confidence that made her shine. That night, they wanted to break her. She screamed until her throat was hoarse, begging for a teacher, for the matron, for anyone to come. But no teacher came. The school heard nothing, or maybe they chose not to hear. Her cries for help were swallowed by the indifferent walls of the institution that was supposed to protect her. Silence was the only answer she received. The next morning, her bed was empty. Her roommates noticed. Of course, they whispered among themselves, but no one dared to ask the teachers. There was no school-wide announcement, no search party, no explanation to the few students who were brave enough to inquire. The administration gave a simple, cold answer. She was transferred. A sudden transfer in the middle of the term. To her parents, they told nothing at all. As far as the world was concerned, she had simply vanished. The school moved on. Classes continued, exams were held, and life went on as if she had never existed. The students who led her to that dark room returned to their lives, their laughter a little hollower, their eyes a little darker. They thought they had gotten away with it. They thought the secret was buried. But something stayed behind, an echo, a presence. It started subtly. A few students, studying late in the classrooms, began to hear a distinct sound echoing down the empty hallways. A rhythmic tap, tap, tap. The sound of high heels when no one was walking. Kokoi, kokoi. The sound was always distant at first, then it would grow closer, stopping right outside their door before fading away into nothing. Then things escalated. The very students who had laughed the loudest that night, the ones who had pulled off her shoes, they stopped sleeping. They would lie awake in their beds, frozen in fear, listening to that relentless sound circling their dormitory. Kokoi, kokoi. It was a sound that promised retribution. They started seeing things in the shadows, a fleeting glimpse of a figure in red, a flash of vengeful eyes in the mirror. The story spread like wildfire, whispered from one student to another, in hushed tones after lights out. They gave the unseen presence a name born from the very sound that haunted them. They called her Madame Kokoi. But even as they shared the terrifying tales, they still didn't tell the full truth. They didn't tell anyone what they had done. They kept the school's darkest secret locked away. The administration tried to stamp out the rumors, punishing anyone caught spreading ghost stories. They called it mass hysteria, a product of overactive imaginations. But they couldn't silence the sound. They couldn't erase the memory of the girl they had failed so completely. Madame Courcouille was no longer just a story. She was a legend, a warning, a permanent resident of the school's haunted halls. They took her shoes, they took her voice, but they couldn't take her vengeance. In the final, horrifying episode of this story, you will learn why she came back. You will discover her true purpose and see who she came for. The night of betrayal was just the beginning. Her return is the end. Subscribe to the channel and turn on all notifications, because the next episode is the most terrifying one yet. You don't want to miss the chilling conclusion to the origin of Madame Courcouille. Thanks for watching.